Our region's business is sponsored by PNC for the achiever in you. Our region's business, improving our economy, creating jobs, and strengthening communities. Innovation, collaboration, transformation, and the people making it happen. Join us as we take a closer look at our region's business. Now, here's your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, a $250 million bet on the future of robotics and manufacturing right here in our region. Plus, Alcosan's going greener and investing in green infrastructure projects. But first, the promising outlook for investment by the petrochemical industry in our region. Shell Chemicals Pennsylvania is gearing up to build a multi-billion-dollar ethane cracker and related facilities in Potters Township, Beaver County. And a new study commissioned by the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development and Team PA says there could be more to come as the global petrochemical industry seeks to unlock the potential of the natural gas liquids in the Marcellus Shale beneath our region. Denise Brinley is Senior Energy Advisor for DCED, and David Ruppersberger, back with us, President of the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance. And welcome. Good to have you both here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, so we've known about the Marcellus Shale for a decade or more now. There's been a lot of excitement in recent years around petrochemical manufacturing. So why did DCED decide to take this deep dive look right now?
Well, in collaboration with Team Pennsylvania Foundation, we determined that after the Shell final investment decision in June of 2016, we really wanted to understand better what the future opportunities were beyond Shell. And after speaking to the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance, we decided it would be in our best interest to really get a third-party objective look at what the resources were, what they are in this region, what they could be, shed a little bit of light on what drove the decisions for Shell to invest here and what that could mean for additional investments beyond Shell.
Yeah, and what was it about our region that seemed to drive Shell's decision to actually move forward?
They're on record as saying it was primarily two things. One is the abundance of cheap ethane, one of the natural gas liquids that comes out of the shale formations, and proximity to customers. They're within about 700 miles of 70% of their customer base, those two things.
So we have an ideal central location for a company that wants to be in this business. So then the question becomes abundant natural gas, abundant gas liquids. What does that mean in terms of the potential for additional petrochemical manufacturing investment around here?
Well, prior to the IHS study and prior to Shell being built in 2021, 2022, right now 100% of our ethane is being exported out of the region. And so the IHS study took a look at beyond existing transportation of ethane, both through pipelines out of our region and what Shell will consume as part of their plant. We have enough ethane in this region to support up to 4 additional crackers. So that was a substantial finding of the report, in that, simply put, we have a lot of ethane right here within our footprint beyond what is already being exported and beyond what Shell will be using to manufacture in their own operations.
So two things you can do with it. I guess you can export it. That's kind of already happening, I guess, outside our region around the world, or you can use it here. More important to our region, do you think, to use it here if we can, to find manufacturing uses for it?
If you take a $6 billion investment by Shell to build the first Northeast ethane cracker, and you look carefully at what the multiplier effect of a decision like that is, and we estimate it's between 5 and 7 times multiplier on an investment of that magnitude, yes, we believe that additional investments in petrochem manufacturing are warranted here. And that's further supported by the fact that the feedstock is right underneath our feet. So we believe that we have a strong economic advantage to allowing feedstock to feed additional petrochem manufacturing activities right here in the region.
Well, that's a pretty impressive multiplier effect, David, if this industry really begin to take hold here or put down roots here.
No, indeed it is. I mean, the plant itself will provide up to 6,000 construction jobs while it's being built. That's over a 4 to 5 year period. When it's operational, there'll be 600 people working full-time, and those are high-paying, family-sustaining type of jobs. But in addition to that, there'll be some, as Denise said, multiplier of people working outside the fence, as Shell likes to say. Those folks will be part of the supply chain to the cracker itself. They'll be using the product of that ethane cracker, which will be 3.5 billion pounds of plastic pellets per year. They'll be helping to transport them. They'll be converting to other types of plastic, and some of them will actually be making plastic end products out of them.
Did the report and the study go into how likely it is these other crackers and petrochemical facilities will be built? Is there a lot of interest in doing it?
There's been some interest in the region already. There is a second cracker that's being contemplated in Ohio called PTT Global Chemical, and understanding the resource isn't confined to just under Pennsylvania. It is a regional resource.
Sure, you look at that footprint, it spreads well into eastern Ohio and down into West Virginia as well, right?
Correct. So we've had some international interest that we know about expressed in different places, Ohio, West Virginia, additional crackers here in Pennsylvania. We are not the Gulf. So the fact that Shell made its first flagship investment here in the Northeast is important, but we will have to advance certain forms of infrastructure in order to accommodate an expansion of an industry. And I don't think we'll ever be exactly like the Gulf, and I don't believe that that's the goal of the study or the study's findings or where we intend to look forward. But we do believe that having the feedstock here and having the cost and transportation and logistics advantages represent something very important for us to pay attention to. We will have to develop out, though, the infrastructure beyond that to support additional ethane crackers, and that's through gas processing facilities, fractionation plants, additional pipelines, potentially some storage of ethane, and so forth.
All of that is additional capital investment and engineering and construction and a lot of other things that go into just laying the groundwork for this. But from the standpoint of the region, David, and I know earlier in the week you revealed the latest results on the performance of the regional economy, and right now it's a very diverse economy. There's some value in not becoming another Gulf and being so dependent on one industry, right?
Yeah, we track 5 key industry sectors, and if you look at them from inside Allegheny County and outside Allegheny County, the activity is pretty well split between the two. So things like information technology and robotics, financial and business services, most of that's concentrated in the Allegheny County area. Energy, healthcare, life sciences, as well as advanced manufacturing tends to be more concentrated in the outlying areas. So it's important that we have that balance.
Yeah, it's taken 30 years to build this balanced, diverse economy, and it'd be great to continue to grow it kind of on all cylinders across the board. Denise Brinley, Special Energy Advisor for DCED, David Ruppersberger from the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance. Thank you both so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next up, pioneering the future of robotics and advanced manufacturing right here in our region. Stay with us.